done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rocco on 2.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Tuesday, June 20th. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
And good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. We got a lot of stuff going on in the program today. It's Tuesday, so we're going to do another round of Tap Out with our good friend Rocco from Rocco's Little Chicago Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Got a nice little theme for Tap Out today, too, for Little Chicago Pizza. Our trivia questions are about little celebrities. So we're going to be doing that. Yeah, little. No, with the double T's, not the L-I-L. You know.
Oh, so we're not talking about trap rappers?
Yeah, not talking about trap rappers. I know. I got to clarify because people can't get confused nowadays, and I completely understand.
I was like, I got this.
Yeah, exactly. And we also have Shane from Tucson Foodie coming in for the podcast broadcast, and at 7 o'clock or around 7 o'clock, we're giving away tickets for Mammoth WVH. Wolfgang Van Halen and crew is going to be performing at the Rialto Theater on August 22nd. Your opportunity to win those tickets will be coming up here in about an hour. So those are just things to look forward to as we get ready for today. And like I said, I have a lot of stuff to cover. But Rico finally finished watching Sopranos.
Finally. And I just had a weird realization like literally a minute ago.
Yeah, what's that?
It's the fact that James Gandolfini passed away on the 19th, 10 years ago. I finished the show around midnight on the 19th.
Wow.
Bro.
That is a trip.
Bro.
That is a trip. And it's crazy that it's been a decade, a full 10 years since James Gandolfini, a.k.a. Tony Soprano, passed away in a Rome hotel room after eating a large meal. And his heart just stopping. Yeah, it sucked. It was in front of his son and everything. I do remember it clearly. And yeah, you were fully immersed in basically 2009 for the last 6-7 months at the very least. I mean, how long did it take you to finish the entire series?
Oh man,
because you started it this year, right?
Yeah, like probably 4 or 5 months ago. I started like season 1. I kind of took a hiatus.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, I'll troop through it. And then I got obsessed.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, it got to the point where it's kind of concerning. Where friends and I, mutual friends of yours, we've been getting together and kind of talking how we're going to intervene because we've been noticing the buttons on your shirts, like getting unbuttoned, going all the way down. I mean, the other day, I think you had one button just at the bottom, and the entire rest of the shirt was just wide open with like a gold chain. It wasn't even gold. You know, like it seemed like it was gold, but then the gold part like wore off. You know, those Rocky Point gold chains?
Yeah.
Like it was green. You washed the green off and then you were still wearing that, but you were fully cosplaying as a Soprano character.
Oh, yeah. Everything was, whoa. The index finger point, the pinky point.
The gabagool. Yeah. So
I've been eating sausage every day for like 3 weeks now. Yeah.
So what are you going to do now that it's over?
Rewatch it, of course. Duh. There's nothing better out there.
You've been waiting to the end just to rewatch it again.
Yeah, all the stuff I missed.
All right. Well,
there's so much subtle detail in there.
Now, are you the type of passionate watcher who immediately watches a series and then goes to the internet to go down rabbit holes to
know me.
Yeah, read all the Easter eggs behind the scenes of things?
Immediately when it ended, I'm like, all right, let's see the analysis.
Yeah.
It's been around for 10 years now. It was incredible.
And the ending was heartbreaking for you too?
I already knew the ending because it was everybody and their parents talked about it.
Okay.
You know, 10 years ago. So
I do remember people being furious at the ending and
calling their cable providers.
Yeah, in a way. I mean, I knew it wasn't the cable that shut out, but you know, it was actually a really dark ending and a really sad ending to a pretty epic series. Which let's be honest, there was some down parts of the series in the past couple seasons, but then they nailed the ending pretty strong.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the ending, a lot of people speculated that it was Tony's death, you know, and it wasn't until around Saints of Newark came out, the movie that was a prequel to The Sopranos, that the creator of The Sopranos, what's his name again?
David Chase?
Yeah, David Chase. said in several interviews that in fact was the case, and that just black, boom, done. That was Tony's basically consciousness being wiped from existence.
Oh, who was it?
And no, it was. It's
No.
that's what
Who
I'm
was
saying.
it? Who whacked?
Oh, one of the hitmen.
Polly, a hitman.
It was definitely
The
wasn't
Vipers?
Pauly.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, okay. So I didn't know that there was added like controversy. Like, who was the person that whacked Tony?
That was the whole point. It could have been anybody. His entire life, he's looking behind his back.
Right, yeah. And then it just happened in front of his face.
Yeah.
The irony. I know, the irony.
Could have been the gluten.
You know, I relate to Tony Soprano on a large level and stuff. You know, running a morning show is very much like running your own mafia. I got the muscle right here, you know.
The wise guys.
Yeah. Like Weirdo's a hitman of sorts, you know. She likes to whack guys. And, you know, so that's a little bit. And then I got Big Pussy, who might be in the show later on. And
this makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, for the
Definite
the
parallels
analogy,
here.
we have it there. So
You make us bring you envelopes of money every Tuesday. It's really
yeah,
weird.
where's my money?
We'll talk.
Where's my money, Rico?
On a fishing trip.
Yeah, let's just go for a walk and leave your phone behind. You don't need it.
Ooh.
Let's just take in the scenery. All right. Well, let's get into it. We're going to talk about a billionaire who is missing a little bit later on. Your morning morons coming up after Falling in Reverse and so much more. Yeah, a lot of interesting, cool stuff to get to. I'm excited for it. So let's kick things off with the Offspring. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. You know the name of the show. Let's go. Let's go. Hello. I don't know if you can see in the background, but Spears, you might as well pop in behind Shane there. Oh, there he goes. Oh. Yeah. He's eating some of that Rocco's pizza, that delicious pizza.
It's the best.
You could jump on the mic there on mic 3 if you want to give us a live take on your. This is mic 3 over here. Yeah. Live pizza review. Okay. Justin Spears. Don't mess with it. Shane's camera. Yeah.
All right. All right. Cool.
Yeah. So what do you think? Give me that live pizza review of the Contender from Rocco's.
So this is the Contender.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Contender is contending for my favorite slice of pizza of all time.
Right.
Whoa.
You said pickled peppers, 3 different types of cheeses.
Mm-hmm.
What else is on here?
Hard salami.
Hard salami.
Yeah. And so it's 2 different types of pickled peppers.
Deep dish crust.
The deep dish, yes. The dough. And you know, actually I found out from Rocco, actually from Rico, that they are moving locations here in about a year and a half because down Sunshine Mile, which is huge news for Rocco because he was in that building for like 25 years. Wow. It's a dated building and still it has charm and personality to it for sure, but they're going to be double the size and it's going to be, you know, just modernized and rightfully so because they put quality product together. So we need outsiders and tourists that stop by realize initially that it's not like your average mom and pop joint, you know?
No.
Yeah. So, and then that's what we're doing. We're doing a pizza party today. Pizza party. Why is your camera so foggy though, Rico? Was that from the oil from the pizza?
Probably the steam from my mouth.
It's not the baby oil?
What? It's the baby
sitting
oil.
next to you?
Yeah, baby oil sitting next to you.
I got baby oil.
On the show?
You've known me. Come on.
All right, let's see.
Baby oil.
Oh man.
Todd said if there's somebody you don't want to let off the hook, you have Spears right there.
Oh.
I don't know what that means.
What's that supposed to mean?
What was that supposed to mean?
Yeah, what is that supposed to mean,
What are you
Todd?
trying to say, Tom?
Are you saying fuck Spears? I don't think he's saying fuck Spears.
Fuck with Spears.
Oh heck yeah.
Let's see. I'll
I am Spears.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck with Spears.
The betting.
yeah.
Don't let
Let's
Spears
see.
off.
And then Archer Crash is like, I'm just here to see 2 friends make up.
Make out.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I got the text from Powers that he was coming in today. You know, so he doesn't want to drag it out all week. And I'm like, yeah, let's get this shit over with. Pull the Band-Aid. Let's not be bitches about it. Let's talk about our feelings like real men and hash it out.
The old timey fighting.
Is that not what real men do, Shane?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
That is modern masculinity.
We are
Absolutely.
modern masculine men. We're not afraid to confront this. And the reality is, a majority of our conversations and interactions are live on the podcast. So I think it's only fair that if there is a misunderstanding and a butting heads, that we air out the grievances.
Why don't you guys just do a
live
Faker
on the
Florida
podcast.
together? One-on-one.
A
A game.
I would. You know, I was telling, who was I telling this to? I was telling this to anyone who listened, I guess. Powers in my life is a natural antagonist, right? Like for whatever, I love the guy, but there's nobody currently in my life that annoys me more at certain times, right?
That's love.
But I do see
He's
the
the Polly.
value in mixing that into the equation of this, radio clubhouse, experiment. And there is value in being annoyed greatly. And so that's what we're looking at. But will he show up? Now, we got ESPN Justin Spears in studio on Rocco on 2.1. What is the over-under that Powers is going to show up in studio today if you're going to be an odds maker?
An odds maker?
Yeah.
So I put it at -110.
-110. So it's favorable. It's favorable.
It's favorable.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see. Right now it's 9:08. So it's okay. He's stereotypically late to things. So, we still got time.
So if you guys have disputes,
Mhm.
why don't you guys settle it by doing a good old fashioned Oklahoma drill?
Well,
Where you guys lay on your back and you both get up and you tackle each other, and whoever dominates the other is king.
the problem is we're both like middle-aged, out of shape guys. We probably die doing that. It's a possibility. We did one sporting competition before where we raced around the building. That we put that on social media, and I clocked him. It wasn't even
Really?
close. Yeah,
Beef's got speed, man.
yeah, and he annoyed the hell out of me too because first off, because I won. And then halfway through, after he's getting his ass kicked, he like gave up and then made a joke out of it, like I didn't even try. And I was like, "You
that
son
guy.
of a bitch!"
That guy.
These are the issues I want.
let you win.
Yeah, these are the issues I'm trying to air out with right now. Let them know that it's not okay. And you let me get that W. It's an earned W.
Rematch.
You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, it's the same situation if, like, the Miami Heat in the third quarter were like, nah, we're just going to let you win. F that, dude. So it's not good. But we'll see what happens. It's a podcast broadcast. We're live, youtube.com/beefvegan. We got Shane from Tucson Foodie here giving you a rundown and all food news and so much more. So you can join us there, keep it right here because we got your TMI Top 5 coming up after the latest from Stained on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Yeah, I was like, how dare you? Because I was fast. And I was like, ooh. And the video was Weirdo posted a while back.
When was this?
This was a year and a half ago. We pulled it up on the Instagram. We got some Monty Python music to it as well. And actually worked out pretty good. She did some pretty nice edits on it. And like I said, I smoked him. He was talking a big game. And I was just like, you know what? We don't need to talk about this. We could do this race right now.
He's got the makings of a varsity.
Yeah. Again, Rico just wrapped up Sopranos. So him and Spears.
What?
Spears just finished wrapping up Sopranos about a year ago.
Yeah.
And they're both still geeking out over it.
It's a
and
great show,
everything
man.
it's been a great show. Yes. For now generations, we all realized
We're gonna do a rewatch again
the
next month.
quality of Sopranos for sure. But let's see.
Beef came in after winning that race. Like the kid in elementary school was like the fastest kid in the class. So
Yep.
he's the coolest.
Uh-huh.
Got all the girls.
He has the light up shoes.
Yeah.
Well, look,
Oh.
I'll be completely honest with you. I wasn't necessarily an athletic person growing up. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess I played sports, but I wasn't like the best on the field.
He's a late bloomer.
Yeah. I wasn't last picked, but I was next to the last person picked, So to win any kind of physical competition, I'm proud of, it doesn't happen often. And I'm sure I could imagine, I'm realist, that it's going to be a fewer and farther in between.
Well, Powers is kind of a lanky guy, right? So
Yeah.
he's got long legs and he
He
still
had-
smoked them.
Yeah, he had length on
Like
me.
John Jones.
He looks skinnier than me, but I think we're both pretty much the same. But the perception, yeah, he stretched out. He could have had a stride if he would have put any effort, and I didn't think he put any effort, and that was the issue. But even in fast forward, you could see there's a lack of effort, and I'm almost at the video. It's on the KFMA page, not on the Beef Vegan Instagram page.
It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile, Beef. Winning's winning.
Right, but I won by a mile, and then he tried to like again. I was so annoyed, just because he's like, nah, I didn't even try. Fuck you, man. I'm winded. I sprinted, like I'm Usain Bolt. I'm like I put in 110%, like my coach taught me back in the day. And you give up halfway, that doesn't count. Try to take away from my little joy of victory. Here,
Love the
almost
Fast
there.
and Furious reference, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, the Fast and Furious and Sopranos references are the two things that.
Two greatest things ever made by man.
We're either talking about family
Or family.
or family.
Or more
Guys on.
Yeah.
I know I'm close. There's an announcement for you and Ali on there. Damn it, I'm so close.
Oh,
What are you looking at now? Rocco on 2.1 KFMA. We're on the air. I'm too busy trying to find this stupid video on the Rocco on 2.1 Facebook page of the foot race that Powers and I had back in the day. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. You know, I do have a video of cat eating animal balls. So that's cool.
Same thing.
Yeah, either way, go down the rabbit hole, the Rocco on 2.1 page on Instagram. It's a good time. There's a lot of entertaining content on there. So you could see. But let's get into my top 5. Good morning there, Shane. How you doing, dude?
Hey, I'm great. How are you? Good morning.
Good, dude. You've been hitting up a lot of events around town?
Nonstop, man.
Yeah. Did you do anything for Father's Day? And happy Father's Day, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did something on Father's Day.
Did you get that free meal
I don't
over at
remember what it was.
Was the restaurant?
I went to the Margarita Championship over the weekend.
Yeah, the
Right
Margarita
on.
Championship.
Father's
Who
Day.
won the Margarita Championship? Do you know?
Saturday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the Saturday.
Nina's. They won it last year.
So back-to-back years,
Yeah,
the
dude.
Nina's Margarita, what made it so good
Oh,
in
I
your
don't know.
mind where you felt
Sorry.
like it was the winner?
This is what happened to me. I went there. I tasted 15 margaritas. I got
Okay.
drunk.
Yes.
I got a ride home. I found out later who won. I don't know who won the food competition. I don't know why the winner won. It was so fun. That's a great
Father's
contest.
Day.
It sounds like you're the
Super
winner,
cool
dude.
event.
Honestly, it sounds like you're the winner because that's what you
Yeah.
want to do when you go to these margarita competitions to catch a buzz.
That's fun.
Yeah, and the tequila buzz is amazing. So I would be right there with you. And I think that's the only thing that kind of makes it unfair in competitions like this.
Right? The judges were all pretty lit.
Yes. So it would serve you best to either be first or last in one of these judging competitions. And I know because I've been a judge, because either the first one, you're going to be super like meticulous about the quality of the ingredients and all that stuff. By the last one, you're just like, man, this goes down like water because you're wasted.
That's what
You're
happened.
like,
Yeah.
My first one I thought was the best of the time. And it was our boy Manish at Transit Tea.
okay.
He did a masala rita with these Indian spices. It was amazing.
That sounds amazing.
Wow.
I made my way all the way around. And by 15, I was having the frozen margarita from PY Steakhouse that Ryan Clark was serving up.
Yeah.
The little piece of watermelon at the bottom.
Yeah.
And it was the best possible thing. But maybe it wasn't.
How big were the
Exactly.
sizes, the samples?
Probably like 2 ounces.
Yeah, but it adds
Okay.
up, dude. Yeah, I mean, you're with
High
like
alcohol
20 different
content.
vendors. You're talking that's like a 40 ounce of margaritas. That's gonna catch you a head change,
I
right?
Yeah.
slammed them all in like 45 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. And then make it round again. Yeah.
And do you drink
Try
normally?
that one again. And I had more than 15, honestly, because sometimes I was like, that's really good.
Okay.
And I do not drink normally. that
Okay,
much.
see,
So yeah,
yeah.
it hit me hard.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
bet you'd be like, is this it?
Right. I'm sure he pulled the I'm the owner of Tucson Foodie card once or
Oh,
twice.
God.
Like, you
No,
can
never
I get
do
a
that.
refill?
I
Yeah.
never do that.
I'll give you a good
Ever.
review.
Ever.
We don't even do reviews, but I'm drunk enough to do a review right now.
5 stars.
5 stars to give me a refill. Absolutely. All right. Well, yeah, the margarita competition, that was last weekend, but we have things that we're going to talk about that we could look forward to this week and this weekend. If you are a foodie fan, you like to go out, entertain yourself, have some good food and beverages. So we're going to be breaking that down on the air next. Your TMI Top 5s live on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. And the invitation is out there, and I should be getting some sort of appearance from Powers. We're going to find out too. All right, so stick around. It's Rock 1 2.1. Now, real quick, I do have Todd in the background. Todd, what was the reference that you were saying to Spears on?
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, Lakers in 6.
Lakers and 6.
Oh.
You should not let a man off the hook for Lakers in 6 ever.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Ever.
You're absolutely right about that. You're absolutely right. And yeah, I mean, in fact, it has been a great running theme and joke about your predictions and your sport predictions, because I'm sure that there are listeners out there that took me seriously and bet against you on everything and came out like
Gold.
Yeah, like a billionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, Fade Spears is a thing, man.
I know, dude. I know. I
And-
love it.
Not just here, but on Spears and Ali on ESPN Radio
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like it's just
That's a
I
good
know.
gimmick, dude. Yeah, and because you're so passionately, you believe in your picks so much, and they're so bad. Like your winning percentage is so low. It's amazing. I just thought it was just a funny thing to kind of make fun of, and then I started like tallying up the score, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy's been wrong about
Mhm.
everything. And Shane, I don't know if you ever done any sports betting, but yeah, like Spears, the encyclopedia of sports. There's not a question you can't ask this guy. This guy's going to give you facts and stats galore. I mean, it's a very impressive skill set that he has, and he's very, very good at his jobs.
thank you.
Yes, but picking games and winners is not one of his jobs. He would get fired from FanDuel or wherever the fuck if he was like supposed to be the expert.
We're gonna find out it's actually a legal loophole. He has to give us the wrong picks to give us the right ones.
Yeah.
He's clever.
Yeah.
So maybe he's
That's
actually
brilliant.
a genius.
Wait, what does Ollie have on you? What does Ollie have on you? Tell us. Blink twice if you're in trouble.
Yeah, no, Ali does have an electric Porsche, and people thought that he paid for that because he's a successful lawyer. I think he paid for that based off the winnings of betting against, betting against what
I love you, buddy.
Spears is picking. So yeah, that's what they say. But either way, I appreciate you, Spears. I'll let you get back to your thing.
Thank you.
Yes. Justice Spears, everybody, and Todd, same thing. I'm gonna put you backstage, but stand by. I might need you to pop back in. All right.
Yeah. I'm playing Zelda.
Where's Powers?
Okay, you play. Yeah, where is Powers? That's an excellent question.
He's
for
warming
sure.
up.
Spears seems cool.
Yeah, Spears is cool.
He's
You
the
know
man.
what? Rico, do me a favor. Put the hard cam on Shane. It looks better.
Oh.
Make it go down again. All right. All right. So as we're gonna get reset here with Shane from Tucson Foodie. We have a lot of things to cover. I'm gonna give Powers a call as well. But this morning, of course, we had Rocco in studio. That's always a blast. And we did some tap out in case you missed it. You're in luck. It goes a little something like this. Let's go. Pew!
You probably move right through me on my way to you.
The only game where you can quit and win. Think you have what it takes to last 5 rounds? Let's find out. Beef Vegan presents Tap Out.
Yes, it's time for another round of Tap Out in studio. We got Rocco from Rocco's Little Chicago Pizza. And the way this works is we got a contestant lined up to answer the first $20 question. But if Mike on line 1 can't answer the first question, I'm hanging up on him. And then we're going to the next caller. The first person who could answer our first question is going to be our contestant in Tap Out. After that, they'll have 5 seconds after each question Rocco asks to answer the question or either tap out. If they answer correctly, they're going to score themselves a $20 gift certificate to Rocco's Little Chicago Pizza for every correct answer. And if they tap out, they cash out what they got, and the rest goes to our scavengers. That means you don't even have to play to win. Just be ready to call 600-KFMA, 600-5362. Mike, are you still there?
I'm still here.
All right,
Mike. Yeah.
Here we go. Again, you got 5 seconds after Rocco asks you this question. The theme is little celebrities, anyone underneath 5 feet tall. So good luck.
Are you ready for the first question, Mike?
I am ready, Rocco.
Okay. Number 1. Who is the famous actor known for portraying the character Mini-Me in the Austin Powers movies?
Oh, Mike, you brain farted, bro.
Are you kidding me, Scotty?
Next.
Nah, Mike, you're there. You just paused too. Oh, so close. So
He
close.
came a little short.
Yeah, he came a little
yeah.
short.
A little short.
All right, well, it's bad news for you, Mike, but you can still be a scavenger, so stand by. And if whoever our contestant is who can answer that first question doesn't get all 5 right, there'll be leftovers to give away. $20 gift certificates are on the line. So 600-KFMA, 600-5362. You know the $20 question. Can you answer it? If you are, you're our contestant. Let's go to the phone lines. Rock 1, 2.1. Who's this?
Hey, Beef, it's Mike again. It's the call drop.
Oh, no, I hung up on you, Mike. You gotta stand by and call back, all right? Yeah, so let's go to this phone line. Rock 1, 2.1. Who's this?
Beef.
All right. Your name's Beef too? Steve?
Steve.
Okay, Steve. All right. Rocco's gonna ask you this question. You got 5 seconds to answer it. Let's
All
go.
right, ready?
Okay.
All right, Steve. Who is the famous actor known for portraying the character Mini-Me in the Austin Powers movies?
Vern Troyer.
That is correct.
Yes.
All right. Steve is our contestant. You got $20 in the bank, and every question you answer correctly after that, you're going to get $20 more from Rocco's Little Chicago Pizza. Here's your $40 question.
All right, ready?
Okay.
Number 2. This American actor, known for his role as Tyrion Lannister in the TV series Game of Thrones, stands at approximately 4 foot 5 inches tall. What is his name?
Peter Dinklage.
That
You
is
got it, my friend.
correct. Yeah, that's
He knows his short king.
2 for Steve. He knows his short kangs. All right, so now we're at the $60 question. It's important, Steve, that if you don't know the answer to this one, that you tap out before the 5-second clock runs out. Because if you don't, you're only going to get a $20 gift certificate and not $40 from Rocco's Little Chicago Pizza. Okay.
Right, don't screw this up.
Got it.
All right. Pressure's
Got it?
on.
Okay, number 3.
Yeah.
Who is the famous Mexican-American actress, producer, and businesswoman often referred to as the queen of Tejano music, who stood just 5 feet tall?
Selena?
Yes!
Yes,
You got it!
He took a stab in the dark and got it. Yes, excellent guess, my
Anything
friend.
for Salinas.
Yes, Salinas. All right, so
Selena.
Steve, you
Oh,
made it
my
so
God.
far. You're
Wow.
at $60 right now. $60 is in the bank. Okay, we're
All
gonna
right.
ask you the $80 questions, but again, but if you don't know the answer, you tap out before the clock runs out, or you're only gonna get 20.
All right, you got this one, man. But
Okay.
make sure you tap out, all right, if you don't know it.
All right.
Ready?
Okay.
Number 4. Which award-winning American actress known for her roles in The Wizard of Oz and A Star is Born stood at only 4'11"?
Tap out.
You tapped out.
Tap out.
But you did it right.
Yes, you
Good
did.
job.
Yeah, you tapped out, Steve, but you did tap out with
Is
$60. Go ahead.
Was that Liza Minnelli's daughter?
The opposite way. It was
Opposite way, yeah. That's
Liza
her mom.
Minnelli's mom. Yes, Judy Garland.
Mom. Yeah, yeah. Judy Garland. I could
Yeah.
not think of it. I knew who it was, but I
Yeah.
couldn't think of it.
You did good, my friend.
Yeah, dude, $60 in the bank for you. So you'll be able to get 3 of those $20 gift certificates to Rocco's Little Chicago Pizza. That's going to get you a whole lot of pie.
Oh, yeah.
While you're there, you can try the contender of the pizza of the month. It is absolutely
Yeah,
delicious.
You got a feast coming, my friend.
Yes, you
Mm.
do. All right.
Awesome.
Now, Steve, I need you to give me 2 numbers between 1 and 10.
Oh, you know it's 6 and 9.
6 and 9. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Steve is our
Know
people.
it.
So callers number 6 and 9 at 600 KFMA, 605-362. You guys are going to be our scavengers and pick up a $20 gift certificate to Rocco's Little Chicago Pizza on Broadway, courtesy of Steve. Thank you so much, Steve, for sticking around. Thank
Good
you
job,
guys.
Steve.
And that was Tap Out.
Always.
The only game where you can quit and win.
A meeting like 2 years from now. Like, what the fuck did you say?
Yeah, well, no, it's
That was a thing.
Beef told me it was industry jargon. Here, you want to see something crazy real quick?
Yeah.
All right, so there's a mayor in Mexico who's in hot water because Father's Day happened on Sunday, and he decided to bring in entertainment. As you would. There was bouncy houses, there was food, there was beverages, there was live music, and he's like, you know what would bring this over the top? Strippers.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yep. Yeah, and look
Shocker.
Yeah, dude, he hired these strippers to give lap dances to people at the event, and mothers were taking their children. Children were here. Like, this is full blown, like butt ass naked thong, lap dances on the ground, event at a town meeting. This is the mayor, right?
Nice.
Yeah, paid for by, I'm pretty sure I know some of his donors, or I know what industry his donors may be in, which I'm not going to say out loud because I ain't trying to get shot.
Right.
But either way, yeah, they straight up in front of this family event, brought in these local entrepreneurs to give very saucy lap dances in front of everybody. And yeah, it was Father's Day.
Yeah,
it was for the fathers. The moms are just like, oh, I mean, just
Pobrecito.
if they're upset, be like, hey, just wait till Mother's Day. Trust me, we got you covered.
Yeah.
Like, these are
More
flowers. That's
female
it?
strippers.
Yeah, we got female
Exactly.
strippers galore. More
You
female
get to
strippers.
strip. Congratulations.
All right.
Same ones.
Okay, so we've been talking about, we did a 10-minute segment today talking about this submarine that is missing right now. Now, if you don't know, there's this tourist group that specializes in submersible vehicle tours. They go to the bottom of the ocean, 12,500 feet to the floor of the ocean to check out historic like sinkings like the Titanic, right? And it costs about $250,000 to be on one of these, right? I'll show you what $250,000 gets you, and it doesn't seem that appealing. Now, one expert is saying, because right now they're missing, they get about 50 hours of air left. They lost communication about an hour 45 minutes into their journey down there. It takes about 2 hours to get to the bottom. So they lost transmission about an hour 45 minutes into it, which is unfortunate. There's a billionaire on board. His name's Hamish. There's a father-son duo, and there's the CEO of this company who is on that board. And then the owner or the captain literally steers this thing using a PlayStation controller. I shit you not, right? It's very odd. And for $250,000, you would assume you would have a little more luxury, but that's not the case. Also, the Titanic diver who's been to the wreck fears that the missing Ocean Gate sub imploded about 10,000 feet underwater, and that this is a lost cause. So that's what some people are saying. And yeah, the pressure, absolutely. And when you think submarine, you think kind of like, a military grade submarine, right? That's not what this is. This looks like literally one of those submersible little rides you would get on YouTube or at Disneyland. Yeah, Disneyland. Okay, so this is the inside of this submarine. So it's 2 hours to get to the bottom, and then you explore around. But look at them; they're sitting Indian style. They have to be cramped in there and just sit Indian style for several hours on the way down and the way up. So it only seats 5. You see the controller right there? It's a modified PlayStation controller, legitimately. And that's how they steer this thing and charge $250,000 for a seat to go to the bottom of the ocean. All right. It's powered by 4 electronic thrusters, 2 vertical, 2 horizontal. There's no seats whatsoever, like we mentioned. There's onboard health analysis monitoring system, provides early warning detection for the pilot. A rear section is unmanned and contains oxygen tanks and electronics. And that's why they say there is oxygen on these submarines. And we're back on the air, by the way. Rocco on 2.1 KFMA talking about this missing submarine and the controversy around it. And I'm just kind of showing Rico and Shane what this submarine looks like. And it is mind-blowingly simple.
This is a horror movie. I would never get on this.
You're right, exactly.
This is terrifying.
Yeah, if they gave me free tickets to this, no, thank you. No, thank you. I'll just watch James Cameron's Titanic and call it a day. Yeah. The thing looks like an underwater septic tank. They're like, yeah, get into the septic tank. There's one window. Have fun.
In the front.
That's it.
The pilot gets to see.
Yes. Right. So as if you don't know, so there's 5 people currently missing. They say there's 50 hours of air left. There was a Titanic diver explorer who is fearing the worst case scenario that the submarine imploded, which is actually plausible considering that it does look like a rinky-dink kind of thrown together submersible vehicle. I mean, it's literally steered by a PlayStation controller. I just feel like they could come up with better technology than that.
At least an Xbox.
And the company who runs these submarines is owned by Bezos?
Is it?
Is that what I just read?
I don't think. Is that you read that?
I wouldn't be surprised if he has financial interest in it, but the CEO is actually one of the 5 people missing inside that submarine right now. Yeah. So
it's going to take him 2 days to find them. 2-day delivery.
Oh, that's an Amazon joke. I get it. Yeah. So
it's a prime joke, dude.
Yeah. Oh, that's another Amazon joke. Yeah, this guy with all the Amazon jokes. You're laying it on me. There's pictures inside. Hamish is the billionaire. So you know that every resource imaginable is currently out there looking for this potential submarine just being lost. But of course it's not going to be lost because all you really need to do is just pop your ass up to the surface, right? If that worked. But if they're not coming up to the surface, then you got to fear something catastrophic happened.
Yeah,
and
it's terrifying. You're the worst. Oh, it looks like this guy actually went to space with Bezos.
Yeah, he's a guy. He wants to go the highest and the lowest. He's like Garth Brooks of billionaires.
Pretty amazing. Bottom of the ocean and space, right?
Yeah, I mean that's a really bragging rights. But what are you gonna do? You try to get laid with that information?
Well, it's not gonna happen now, is it?
Oh yeah.
Well, I hope they make it. I hope they pop up because man, that's gonna be a great movie.
Oh yeah.
I guess. Yeah, but even that, when you watch that movie, it's like that movie like Buried Alive with like Ryan Reynolds.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's too claustrophobic, dude.
It's rough.
Yeah. Officially with the rescue officials are working to get remotely operated vehicle that can reach a depth of 20,000 feet on the site. Again, they're about 12,500 feet below, right around the area that Titanic sank, because that's what they were going to do. Is they're going to look at the Titanic.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah. So it is interesting. And father-son duo, that's the sad part of the story, but it's all potentially sad, right?
Oh, the father and the son are both on this?
Yep. Yeah. 19-year-old son and his father are part of the 5 people on this.
Worst Father's Day ever.
It was a Father's Day present. Yeah, and bummer. Gosh, you're such a bummer.
Hey.
All right, give me some more Amazon jokes so we can hit the reset and do our TMI top 5 and this week in Tucson Foodie stuff.
Jeffrey Bezos.
There we go.
That's all it took.
That's all it took. All right, clear. All right, so that was
Jeffrey Bezos.
Bezos.
Thank you. Palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, very interesting to see all that stuff. So,
Did he flirt with Bezos' wife? Like, what happened?
yeah, that's what he did.
Like, literally. He's
He's
like, I
like,
got a
"Hey."
submarine trip for you, buddy.
Yeah.
What a story, man.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? And it's been
Yeah.
developing here the past like 16 hours. It first started popping up on mainstream news sites yesterday afternoon. And yeah, of course, this is the type of stuff where I'm like, oh, we haven't talked about something like this before. So, and I hope for a happy ending, but the more time goes by, obviously, you just kind of have to brace yourself for the worst case news because it doesn't look good, dude. It doesn't look good at all.
It is kind of a shame that me and Shane are both on the same page about the comedy movie that comes after this, if they do make it.
Yeah, the
I'm already
comedy
thinking of
movie's great.
titles.
Okay, give me some titles then.
Under Pressure?
Okay, Under Pressure.
Yeah.
That's a good
'Cause
one.
maybe his dad and him are on like a fallout, and the billionaires like comedic relief type thing, and
He's
like a father and son story.
eccentric billionaire, right?
Mhm.
He is. If he's a guy that wants to go to space, go to the bottom of the ocean, do all these like crazy things, he doesn't necessarily have a fear of death. He like a Richard Bronson adventurer type, right? So yeah, he would fit that eccentric billionaire thing. So
I think it should just be called Father's Day.
Father's Day is good.
The horror movie. Father's Day, the horror movie.
That's true. I mean, for some fathers, it's relatable because every Father's Day is a horror film. Some fathers have shitty ass kids.
What if it's a thing though? They actually found something in the Titanic they don't want anybody else to find.
Well, so my
it's like that plane
sci-fi warped reality mind immediately goes to two conclusions. One, underwater sea monster that we don't know about, gobbled them up like as a Pac-Man pellet. Or two, space aliens. They got a little too close to the territory. It's like, bitch, you almost seen our secret fort. So we gotta have to nuke you or bring you in, anally probe you, and in like a week or so, we'll let you go to the surface.
They show up randomly in Hawaii.
Yeah, something like that.
Cool.
So those are the two scenarios that I don't think are very plausible, but those are my first go-tos. I mean, the reality theory, the most realist theory is like my last option, and that's probably a technical error, and then kind of all drowned and died. But I'm more like sea monster / dinosaur or aliens.
Maybe they staged their death.
All right,
Be a great way for a billionaire to stage
That's what
their
I was
death.
saying in the beginning. I'm like, dude, a billionaire,
so
no
much
contingencies.
Science
saying?
wrong in there. It hurts. They
Science
wouldn't
says
have
guy.
drowned. They would have been crushed to
Pressurized.
death instantly.
Crushed to death.
There would have
Okay.
been a lot of suffering. It would have been the creak, pop, thwomp.
Flump.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty quick. Right?
That
Painless?
is not a PlayStation controller. Stop slandering PlayStation. That is a generic, really old Logitech controller. It's generic. It'll work on a PlayStation or
The one you got for
PC.
$15 on launch.
Yeah. Well,
Off-brand.
okay. You could blame a
Don't
media
slander
source
that.
that said it was initially a souped-up PlayStation controller. So they were saying that, but I could see the Logitech part. Okay, it says Logitech Games controller right there. Okay, my gamer nerd friend, I get you.
Check your sources, beef.
Well, he is my
Come on,
sources.
bro.
That's why he's here to run that through. We're not trying to deliver fake news. I still believe it was an underwater monster or aliens. I took him out.
And I would really check to make sure Bezos actually owns that before you say his name attached to
He
this.
doesn't.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah. You
No,
really
because
need-
he's interested in space. He's not interested on this planet. He's interested in other planets, right? He's
No,
already.
This guy's just buddies with Bezos. That's all the articles.
Well, yeah,
say.
they're all billionaires. They all jerk. Hey, you guys want to hear a not so fun fact? And maybe you guys will question, the system that we live in because of this fact. But here is a fact. There was a list of all the billionaires in the country to see which state have the richest people, and together they have a combined net worth of 1.5 trillion. Now, that fun fact is $1.5 trillion in personal net worth is nearly double the record of $875 billion in 2019. The last 3-4 years, tough recession, right? Times have been tough all the way across the board. I can't afford fucking eggs.
Wow, dude.
The rich
that's why-
doubled their net worth in less than 4 years.
They could
Mhm.
almost wipe out the national debt.
Right.
Almost.
100%.
Mhm.
Right. With their and then I'm not gonna give you reasons why. Yeah, I'm just gonna give you that information so you could come up with your own questions and answers, and that's it. Todd, I'm gonna put you backstage again. I appreciate you. But yeah, so like that is stats and facts. Doubled their wealth 4 fucking years, dude.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think back in like medieval times or like the early English or whatever, like kings would just like requisition estates from people. We should do that. We should just pick a couple billionaires, take all their shit, pay down our national debt.
Yeah. Well, there's lots of different theories on how you could tax properly, right? We know the trickle down doesn't work, but universally, like everyone gets taxed the same amount. I think seems pretty fair. I think what Andrew Yates or whatever the fuck came up with that. Again, I'm talking politics. I'm just trying to talk about what's the fairest way to spread the wealth, and like a flat tax rate for all.
I'm down for it. Basic income, maybe. I like the idea of basic income.
Right. And if you're, shit, I love that idea.
Sounds
but
cool.
yeah, I'm just trying to
There's
make a basic
problems with it.
living. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get ready for we're going to talk this Tucson Foodie stuff. The first thing that we'll talk about here, I'm going to pull up because there's cool pictures here. And I think you did a video as well talking about the mushroom farming industry that we have here in Tucson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see Desert Pearl mushrooms? Did you go there and visit them yourself?
No, I didn't, but I'm pretty familiar with these guys. Their mushrooms are everywhere. All kinds of restaurants in town buy these.
Yeah, and of course they don't do psilocybin.
No, I mean, maybe
Okay.
not in the article.
Okay, yeah.
No, they don't. These guys are stand-up guys. They're super nice.
Yeah, they look like it. So they turn their whole industry, and you look how much product they have behind them.
Yeah, but they are capitalists. You know how they got started?
How?
All right, so these guys were growing other stuff, right?
Okay.
And they're trying to do controlled agriculture. So they're trying to do like perfect like lighting and temperature and humidity.
Mhm.
And they were looking for a better way to pump CO2 into their greenhouses. So they thought, well, we'll make our own CO2 with mushrooms. So they built a chamber on the side of their greenhouses and started growing mushrooms. And the mushrooms, they emit spores and they take over because they're alien, creepy things, right?
Yeah.
They took over.
Oh, really?
And mushrooms started growing everywhere. And they were like, well, shit, let's see if we can flip this. So they went down to the farmer's market and people bought them like crazy. And then they were like, well, that's what we do now.
Yep.
So they just shut everything down, went all in on mushrooms because it's way more profitable.
Yeah.
And they're killing it. So I'm thinking if we approach them with the psilocybin concept.
Oh, yeah, all day long. Yeah, they'll make a mint. And if they decriminalize and legalize that, then yeah, for sure, they're going to be at the forefront because they got the science behind them. And that is very interesting that the spores and, they go and create. There's another piece in this article that I found fascinating. It's just that they create such an environment that these mushrooms flourish to like the optimal degree, right? Like they grow, what's the actual quote here that I could share? But they just make it so beautiful for the mushrooms that they grow.
They're trying to get those mushrooms to produce the fruit because the fruit has all the good stuff in it, the tops.
Okay. That's the fruit, huh?
Yeah. I mean, the stem and the top, right? All that stuff underneath, which is actually it's like an iceberg. That's the bulk of the mushroom. That's the mycelium. You can eat that stuff, but the fruit has all the good stuff in it. That's what you want to cook with. And if you're doing psilocybin, that's what you want to consume.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you can still consume the stems, right?
Yeah, no, that's part of the fruit. The stems and the cap.
Okay, yeah. It's intriguing.
But if you're growing mushrooms, like it's often hard to get them to fruit, and you end up having like this giant bulk of just the roots, right? The mycelium. So with the correct temperatures, you get a lot more fruiting, get a lot more popping up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they seem like they figured out the formula. They get like, look at that. That's massive.
Beautiful mushroom.
Yeah, insane. Did they watch The Last of Us? Are they concerned about this at all?
I wonder if their sales were hit by that.
I love how every ethnobotanist or mycologist on Instagram was immediately like defensive about that. Like, that's never the mushrooms don't do that.
That's not necessarily true. There have been recent studies because of the global warming and our global temperature growing, raising, that some of these funguses are now like adapting. So
could happen.
Yeah. There was a couple stories to kind of accompany it. Like it's not to that extreme yet,
no.
But
probably never happened. Probably
factorial. No, I mean we need to be kind of aware of the potential of funguses being detrimental to our health and being able to grow in our body.
But also incredibly helpful for our health. Like there's
yes,
like the opposite extreme.
I'm not talking about mushrooms on pizza, by the way, or anything edible like that. I'm talking about different kind of funguses.
Those are the aliens we should be focusing on.
That's what Last of Us was on it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, hey, this is gonna be our villain. And put a little bit of science behind it, and next thing you know, bam. And now you're like, oh, it is getting warm. Oh, shit. I mean, there's a lot of different stuff that's happening in Florida as well. Bacterial that's kind of growing and infecting people in the Gulf of Mexico. So it's getting dangerous out there. I don't know why I went that route. All right, so the next story that I have is a Little Love Burger shutting down, unfortunately.
I know.
Yeah, they had a good run. It's a very difficult location, but they had fantastic burgers there. My daughter loved them as well. They had a
I
great,
loved them.
vegan option. And it's just a sad story. They're just shutting down, or are they moving? Or are they going to food trucks? Do you know if there's any other?
I mean, it's owned by that company Love Block, and they own Hub Ice Cream, that new spot that's opening over by Exo and Royal Room.
Yeah.
I think it's called Big Love Burger, right? I think they're just focusing on that, but they shut down the ice cream store too. Hub Ice Cream is no longer a thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Little Love Burger
Oh.
shut down. A little bit of a struggle, I would
Oh.
say, but I think they're going to go all in on Big Love Burger over there.
Okay.
which I'm excited about.
Consolidating.
So we'll get those burgers back probably. Plus, there's pickleball courts over there, and a new pizza place is going inside that Little Love Burger.
Okay, yeah. What do you know about that pizza place?
Nada.
Okay. Well, it's something to keep an eye on and something to kind of grub on. And when you go to the Rialto Theater, soak up the alcohol and whatnot. And hopefully they stay up later or stay open later.
I don't understand what's going on with pizza in this town. Like, what is the deal?
There's a pizza renaissance happening.
It's like Tuscan, not Tucson.
Yeah. I'm all for it, dude.
Yeah,
Well, you know
so much
what?
pizza.
I'm going to take 100% credit to that credit for that. Because when I came down, I was bitching of like loudly to anyone who would listen to me that I did not believe there was great pizza in this town. Yes. And it took me a couple of years to start seeing this pizza start to develop, and now places are popping up. And of course, there were exceptions like Rocco's, but you know, more and more great pizzerias are popping up. I see Patrick from Squared Up. He's fighting a good fight.
Yeah, I
doing
went
the
down
same
and saw
thing.
him at the mall the other day.
Did you? Yeah. What'd you get?
Good. Dude, I had like 6 different types of pizza.
I know. You know, Patrick is good, and I'm giving you that sample. They'll be like, hey, you know what? Try this, try this, try this, try this, try this. Yeah, yeah. Now you know. Now you're sold.
Gave me a garlic knot in a baggie. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Try that. Take
He's
it
a
home.
good guy.
Yeah. There's some weed in there too. All right. So we got about 6 seconds. Garlic knot in a baggie.
Patrick's the man.
Yeah. Rocco on 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back. Beef Vegan Presents. Hanging out here from Shane from TucsonFoodie.com. This week in Tucson Foodie is the YouTube series that's come together swimmingly. It's fantastic. Really enjoy your weekly conversations you have with Fun while being informative of what's happening around town and on TucsonFoodie.com. You have another one coming out today or tomorrow?
We just shot one yesterday. We shot it on site at 5 Points, talking about what's going on this weekend and other stuff. Yeah, it's coming out. I think it'll drop tomorrow.
All right. Well, give me a little preview of what's happening this weekend. You don't have to, blow your whole L on it, but, people could watch the clip that I'll share inevitably when I see you post it online. But what is happening in this week at Tucson Foodie? Some good food events that we should know about?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to go do.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
I am a CCR fan.
Yes.
I've always liked Clearwater Revival.
Yeah, who hates on Credence?
Nobody.
Come on.
And Trail Dusttown, inside their awesome Savoy Opera House, is having down on the corner the Credence Clearwater Revival show plus themed dinner with all kinds of delicious Cajun food.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mr. Boogie Woogie's gonna be there. I don't know who that is, but it sounds great. But there's also the Credence Clearwater Revival tribute performance happening.
Amazing.
Inside the Opera House. And there's going to be like cucumber vodka, drinks, with elderflower liqueur and lime. There's going to be all kinds of shrimp. There's a buffet. There's a Cajun dinner buffet.
Sounds
nice.
Amazing.
There you were in when I said buffet. Is that what it took?
Yes, it took. Well, no,
I can eat as much as I
specialty
want.
cocktails. So trust me, you had me on the hook a little bit, but you were bringing me up the surface when you mentioned the buffet.
Yeah.
All right. So I was hook, line, and sinker on that. But specialty cocktails. You got live Credence music, and then Cajun buffet.
Cajun buffet.
Tell me more.
I don't know. I don't have any other information. I don't think they've released it. I'm sure there's going to be jambalaya,
gumbo,
gumbo.
I would hope that Chef Travis
Shrimp.
Peters from Parrish was involved in that, but maybe not. And I'm sure there's other great Cajun chefs out there, so that should be good. What's the ticket? Like information for that? How much does that cost? And is that all inclusive?
It's Saturday, 6:00. There's a general admission, and then there's a VIP. The VIP gets you an additional jambalaya appetizer. Tickets are $40. General admission for the show and the buffet and the drinks. It's a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah, I'm sure the VIP is nice to feel like a VIP, but do you need extra jambalaya when you have a buffet? You know what I mean?
No, but
Yeah.
you get like a side stage performance just for VIP with Mr. Boogie Woogie.
Oh.
An extra cocktail and the jambalaya appetizer.
I
I
love
think
it.
it's only another like $15 or something, so it's probably a good deal.
Okay, yeah, that's good. All right, what else is going on this week in Tucson Foodie?
Oh man, that's all I got for you today.
Okay.
Beef. I'm sorry. You want more?
He
There's
ended
just so
strong
much
with
going on.
Credence.
That's what I was prepared.
Yeah, no, you
for.
know
It was
what?
like CCR.
No, I like that
Good
we're
ender.
laser focused on the CCR event. That's happening again this Saturday. 6 o'clock is where it starts. And then where's it at?
It's at Trail Dust Town, and that's the reason I'm laser focused. These guys are doing like themed dinners and shows all the time.
Oh yeah.
They're cooking up some weird stuff over there. They're doing like a spooky boozy thing coming up.
You're talking to Trail Dust Town. That's like almost like
Yeah.
a amusement park in itself, where it's
Yeah,
just
dude.
yeah. I've actually been there. They have the steakhouse there. That's a fantastic place to go to. They got the little train that you could sit on and ride around the entire Trail Dust Town, right?
Dude, they got like 12 acres or something. I mean,
Yeah.
they've got like 6 restaurant concepts, a couple bars, an old opera
Amazing.
house, and they're doing some really new and weird, interesting stuff up there. So,
I love it. Yeah, because this is outside the classic cowboy
adult stuff.
niche.
Mhm.
Yes,
They're doing adult stuff over there.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. That's a great playground to do adult stuff in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Cool
that's
venue.
fantastic.
Like
All right,
listen to
excellent.
Credence.
We're keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. We got your beef tip right after these words. You keep it right here. Join us, youtube.com/beefvegan. Clear. Yeah, no, actually, now I'm even more sold on that. Like, what am I doing Saturday?
Run through the desert. Dun, dun, dun,
Oh, I should have told you about our event happening outside.
fucking-
the cannabis infused dinner.
Oh, yeah. Oh, duh. You've been hyping that up for quite some time now. Let me pull up Tucson Doobie and show some stuff here.
It's almost sold out, but there's like 5 tickets left.
What is
Okay.
that going to be?
It's Saturday night.
Saturday.
Saturday night. Bye-bye.
You think Christy or anyone from Doobie's listening? Like, fucking Shane.
Come on, man.
Fucking shame.
Yeah.
Probably it'll sell out. I'm not concerned.
Yeah, you're 5 tickets away, dude. And so you have a special chef, and here's the chef right here.
We got Chef
who's-
Riley Chandler. He's up at Miraval.
Yeah. And so he is putting together this infused,
Mhm.
and in the way that
Italian
you
dinner.
did this, it's a fused Italian, and the way you did it, it's in the garlic oil, right?
Well, each one's a little different.
Okay.
Each dinner's different. Yeah. I don't think it's garlic. It's butter. It's in the butter.
But it's like the same amount of milligrams per, so you know you're not like kind of overdoing it.
We're targeting like a 30 milligram dose across all 5.
Nice. Like there's science behind the culinary arts.
Yeah, we had to do a lot of work. We actually like worked with a local dude to test the potency of the concentrate that we gave to the chefs, and then figuring out the correct recipe. So dosage is important.
Yeah,
If
hell
you're-
yeah, it
if
is.
you're a beginner, versus an advanced. If you're an advanced person, you're probably gonna bring your own stuff and have a little extra on the side.
Right. Yeah. If you have that, I wonder, you think there's going to be anyone there that may be oblivious to the concept and just want to be there for food. And the next thing you know, be like, why am I feeling so weird, man?
This food is amazing.
Uh-huh.
I can see it. This food tastes like red and purple.
Yeah, it tastes like colors. Let's hear a little bit of Chrissy and the chef Ryan. You say a little piece here. Riley, with a little piece here for Tucson Doobie.
I know.
There's Riley. Look at that haircut.
Chrissy here from Tucson Doobie. Happy to be here with Chef Riley Chandler, who's kicking off our inaugural infused dinner series, aptly called the Stony Summer Supper Series.
Yes.
5 courses, huh?
5 courses. Yes.
How was that, planning that?
Easy. So it's going to be
All
a
right.
fun, infused, what I'm calling an Italiano Sonoran menu. So you're going to see a little bit of pasta, some Sonoran kind of stuff, some elote, Italiano, a little bit of Sonoran.
There you go. Well, Rico and I had that Alfredo.
I was going to say that
high
looked
in-
familiar. That was really good stuff.
Yeah,
That's good. This is
Really
a totally
good.
different level. Have you looked at the menu on this?
No, where can you see the menu?
Well, it's on the foodie website
Okay.
where you got to buy the ticket.
Yeah.
We got kicked off Eventbrite. You can't have like cannabis consumption promotion.
Yeah, there's always going to be those issues,
Mhm.
until they figure it out completely. But, I mean, now it's a slippery slope and tricky to even talk about cannabis related events on air. In fact, actually, we technically can't.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Beef,
I mean,
if you want to go to this dinner, I'll throw you. You can have one of those 5. Okay, if you want to come.
okay.
You just
Was
let
it
me know
Saturday?
if you're available because it's your Saturday night. You're gonna go. You're gonna eat. You're gonna get high. It's gonna take up your whole Saturday night.
I need to do something.
You gotta
know
tell
what
me
I
you're
mean?
committed.
Yeah.
But yeah, good food, man.
Yeah, I do like that idea. I know Saturday afternoon we're going to be tasting hot sauces because we're going to start selling merch and Beef's Ball Sweat hot sauce. Because
Beef's Ball Sweat hot sauce?
yeah, it's by high demand, but due to popular demand, people want my Ball Sweat hot sauce bottled and sold. So,
raspberry vinaigrette.
Oh man, I just threw up a little bit in my mouth.
Did you?
Well,
well, you obviously
won't afterwards.
Yeah, you obviously don't know the flavor sensation that is.
Is it really sweet?
Yeah, Guy Fieri calls it Flavor Town.
Best ball sweat I've ever had. Woo!
Yeah, that's right. So, let's see.
Hey now.
Oh God. That's a theme song in the advertisement. You're a ball sweat.
I truly
Get
hope
sweat.
that Powers doesn't join me after the show to talk because it's consumed too much of my time off the air.
Finally, some comedy on this show.
Finally.
Yeah, so
I'm beef vegan. It's time to taste my sweat.
Wait, is this real?
Yeah.
Is this like a marketing gimmick?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
there a label I can
It's been in
see?
the work for a year and a half
Is there
now.
a product package or packaging?
Yeah,
It's been
Todd,
floating for a while.
explain it, and you could actually.
Shane,
be
you
part
can
of the
come on
process.
over if you're doing anything like Saturday early afternoon, like Saturday lunch. You can come over.
Yeah, we're
too.
tasting different flavors to see which one would
Yeah,
best.
show Beef. You got the picture. I texted it to you. Show them the picture
sure.
of everything we're tasting. Like, it's a
It's
massive
pretty
file.
nice little setup. Yeah,
I'm down. That sounds fun.
yeah, it'll be fun,
Be
and it'll be
part of
cocktails
the-
too, and the company wants us to start selling merch. So it's part of a deal that is just like, okay, yeah, well, we were already kind of ahead of you on that. And,
For a long time.
yeah, but thank you for the green light, and yeah,
Mhm.
let's start playing. Look at all this. So these are all the different.
Ooh, it's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, all those different flavor packets. So really, you're just kind of picking the best one.
How many total is there, Todd?
Yeah.
Like 60
Holy
some odd. We have 5 of
Right.
each of those flavors, with the exception of the hot dog sauce. That's the only one that failed in shipping. One of those failed. We only have 4.
That would have been the clincher right there, too, for us.
But there's still 4 to try, so we'll see. Because we needed
Right.
that one extra taste. Then I don't really know what we're doing with our lives. There will be paperwork though. There
All
will
right.
be a lot of chicken nuggets.
Okay,
Mhm.
chicken nuggets paperwork. I like it. Chicken. We'll just call them boneless wings. How about that?
There will be boneless wings and paper.
Yeah. There you go. That's how you make it sound all
My
like
two
classy
favorite
and
things.
manly. Yeah.
Mm.
All right. So there is still speculation, and again, we'll settle our dispute. I know you're not a fan of that, Todd, but on air, so Powers will join eventually. But he was supposed to come in today, as I was told by him and texted. So
Hopefully, it'll force you to be a little bit civilized.
yeah, no, it should force me to be a lot bit civilized. And, I'm definitely considerate of that because especially my situation in my history, I mean, I was in an area where it was just, not professional whatsoever. We could not be seeing eye to eye, but still be professional. And I'm attempting to do that. But at the same time, Shane, and we're live on the air on Rock 102.1. Sometimes emotions get the best of me and I get heated. I don't know if you could tell. Sometimes it just transparently or just it comes off as a little more aggressive than I'm thinking it is inside.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Like I picture you having like one of those like, woo, foghorn leghorn fire shoot out the top of your head,
Bulging
alarm,
veins.
red, kind of
Yeah.
temper.
When I'm truly like,
Is that how you are?
upset and angry, but if I'm passionate, sometimes I could sound like I'm upset and angry. And that's not usually the case. And I think that's kind of like being loud and kind of rough around the edges. And it benefits me in certain scenarios, but it definitely, scares people in some. And it could come off as unprofessional. You should have heard me negotiate my contract. it was not adult like at all.
Does it help when people tell you to calm down in the middle of a fight?
Beef,
Hey,
here's
you need
the
to calm
offer.
down.
Well, first of all,
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Like even when I'm agreeing with them, they're like, "Why are you yelling at me?" I'm like, "I'm not." What? Are you? So these are things I learn over time. Maturity will catch up to me eventually. I'm holding off though. Still wearing the backwards hat. I always appreciate you coming in here, Shane. Always good stuff happening at TucsonFoodie.com. So if you haven't checked out the website today, do so. Also, their YouTube page, are always posting video content as well as visual content, aka food porn. You got to see some of the delicious stuff that they're featuring. But this week in Tucson Foodie is a live video podcast that they put together each and every week. It's fantastic, and you should definitely check that out. Tucson Foodie on YouTube. While you're there, like and subscribe. Let's get into our beef tip before we wrap things up. Beef tip today is what I have here: 3 ways to prevent junk mail. You get a lot of junk mail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Right. And, like going with paperless billing is a good way to avoid bills that you don't need to see. But here are 3 more ways to cut down on actual junk mail. And so like 1, opt out of coupon mailers. You do that. I guess you can actually go to their websites and request to have your address removed. So if you're getting those coupon savers, opt out immediately. You could also opt out of credit card insurance offers. You get a lot of those. You could go to optoutprescreen.com. It gives you, it gives them the name and address that you could opt out for 5 years, or you could opt out permanently. You have to jump through a few more hoops, but it's very possible. It's optoutprescreen.com. And finally, if you want to prevent getting junk mail, you could opt out of random marketing and promotional stuff. And that's at a website called dmachoice.com. It lets you pick the topics that you aren't interested in and tells you the big marketing agencies to take you off certain lists, and they could help with emails too. So that costs about $4, but removes you from lists for 10 years. So if you're trying,
10 years.
to open up your mailbox to have actual mail in it and not junk mail, those 3 things are what you need to do. And if you do them today, you'll stop getting junk mail by next week. And that's my beef tip to you. So hopefully it helps.
That's
That was
the kind of
actually a good
value
one.
I expect from the Be Vegan show. Thank you.
No worries. I mean, I still got penis jokes too, but instead of saying them, I'll just send you a picture. All right,
I'm going to opt out of that, please.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Rosie opt out.
No, that's called blocking. Don't block me now. All right, I'd like to thank everybody for listening. As always, youtube.com/beefvegan. Make sure you subscribe to that channel as well. Rob Nash is up next. Tomorrow morning, we'll continue to give away tickets for Mammoth WVH, and Weirdo will be joining me. Until then, drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later. Hey, Sopranos. Let's talk about how fucking good a show that is.
And do all your grief. But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.